When was the last time you felt that things ended well? From the last slice of pizza, to the last bottle of beer, to the last kiss goodbye. You may not find a more satisfying ending than the ending of the film Talk to Me. Talk to Me was released in Japan during the Christmas season of 2023, and it's a gift of a film for fans of horror movies and writers looking for an example of well-written stories. It's a film with an ending that is not malicious in its intent to the protagonist and her struggles, but it's a fitting end for her story. It's an almost cautionary tale for today's generation struggling for social acceptance in a world framed and distracted by digital culture. Yet, it is also a timeless tale of a universal story of dealing with the loss of someone we love. If you've seen the film, would you say it was well written? With moving furniture, slamming doors, and speaking different languages. It's easy to see all of the other possession horror films that preceded Talk to Me. But there was something refreshing about the film, wasn't there? If so, I guess it would be better said that Talk to Me was a well-executed film. What do you think? Talk to Me executed the staples of possession horror films, and it also executed something not seen in any possession horror film, at least that I know of. And that was having people in the story actually having fun being possessed. How refreshing is that? In terms of writing, it does illustrate the importance of having an act of some kind that walks the fine line of being a source of play and a source of pain that could bring complete finality to the characters and the world they inhabit. It isn't the conduit of the hand that walks along that blurred line. It's in almost everything in the film that does that dichotomy, even the title Talk to Me. Just by looking at the title Talk to Me, we can see the level of craftsmanship put into the film, as not only the title serves to detail an important part of the ritual played out in the film, but the me in the title is also the nickname of the protagonist, which is short for her full name, Mia. And see how it is both the bridge that connects her to her deceased mother, who called her Me, and the first step that begins her descent into the madness she would later travel down to throughout the film. The title of the film, Talk to Me, may have a double meaning, but I would propose that it is an example of what the film does in many aspects of the story, which is blur the lines of distinction that could be vital to the inevitability of the protagonists and at the conclusion of the film. Some of the examples of the blurred lines throughout the film Talk to Me mostly involve the distinction of relationships between people. For example, Mia's relationship with Daniel. Is he just a friend, or is he still harboring a deeper attraction for Mia? If you haven't seen the film yet, you'll have to watch it for yourself to see where that goes. Believe me, it's one of the more shocking things in the film. Another example of the blurring of the lines of especially relationships in the film Talk to Me is the relationship between Mia and her deceased mother. Or is it the spirit taking the form of the mother? That is left ambiguous, and one of the best things about the film. And speaking of Mia and her mother, I think the blurring of the lines in that relationship is one of the key factors of Mia's descent into her loneliness. In one scene, we see Mia watch an old video of her and her mother on her phone and talking about haters and what to do about haters on social media specifically. And the way Mia's mother reacts in that video seems to see her more as her daughter's friend rather than her mother. And I think that is one key element in Mia's psychology that enables her to descend in her loneliness and addiction with the medium of the hand. Something to see, and if you have any thoughts of that, I'd really love to hear what you think about it. What is the fine line between a parent being a parent and being a friend to their children? I think that's one of the big questions that the film can present. The blurring of the lines that distinguish the relationships between characters and define reality from fantasy is made all the more engaging as the film is propelled by the protagonist Mia as she walks those fine lines in an attempt to deal with her loneliness and trauma of losing her mother. Are Mia's friends her family? Is her family friend or foe? Without a clear distinction in her own mind, the story of Talk to Me could be propelled by Mia's own decisions and actions as she is confronted with and challenged by the temptations and consequences of the hand. And the result of Talk to Me was not a generic story about a victim we can sympathize with, but a story about someone all too familiar in our own lives we could empathize with. And ultimately, a main character who we can see ourselves in. Please let me know what you thought of the film, whether it worked for you or not. And for more information on cast and crew of Talk to Me, please check out the link in the description. And in the meantime, thank you for visiting the Right Table, and I look forward to seeing you again in another video.